And Suter just fell down on the mound. Something different every night, you.
He did a somersault.
When I was growing up, my mom always told me that I should be in gymnastics because it would make me more nimble and a better athlete. Well, after watching that intro clip, maybe she was onto something. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If this is your first time on the channel, we do this every single day, so do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. I know a lot of you are in football mode right now, but do not take your foot off the gas pedal just yet. Baseball season is still in full effect. The final 2 weeks of the season are upon us, so we have to really focus up. And also, this is my second time recording this video. I was literally 10 seconds away from ending my first recording, and my computer went poof, deleted everything. So yeah, I'm just really happy right now. If you guys could like the video, that would make me feel better.
90 feet away. Harvey's 2-2. Voit, get it in the air. Let's go home. LeMahieu scores. The Yankees win 2-1. Now 4.5 games clear of Baltimore in the standings.
So yes, the Yankees get their 4th win in a row, and I don't know what they're doing today. They have a game today, obviously, and they are choosing to not play Gleyber Torres, even though they have an off day tomorrow. So all of you Yankees fans out there, I think that you're justified in saying maybe you should stop babying the players, and I'm not trying to say that it's, you know, if he's hurt that he should go out there and play, but I am saying he should at least be a DH or something like that. If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section down below, because he looked fine yesterday. We have a doubleheader to break down, the A's versus the Rangers, but before we do that, I do have to say that Matt Chapman, the superstar third baseman for the A's, will be missing the remainder of 2020 with hip surgery. And on top of that, in game number 1, dude, poor Dalton Jeffries in his first ever MLB start. Also, I really like his glove. It's a camo glove. He gave up 5 earned runs as he takes the L in his major league debut. Now, for the A's, they decided to say, you know what? We're not going to play like that again. We've already lost Matt Chapman. We couldn't get the W for our rookie making his debut. We're going to go ahead and step up to the plate, stop making excuses, and rake. And that's exactly what they did as they score 7 runs in the second, and they win for Chapman and Jeffries as they... I'm so tired, guys. I have to be honest. I'm not going to make any edits because I'm so annoyed from the first video crashing. They win 10-1. Marcus Semien heard me call him out. He homers, and that's the A series. They split it with the Rangers. I'm so annoyed. All right, I got some water in my system. I should be fine. I hit the little reset button in my head real quick. The Dodgers were playing the Astros yesterday, and before we talk about the highlights, because it was a good game, the pregame ceremony was a lot of fun as well. A fan paid for an airplane to have this sign up in the sky. I think it says Houston Astros Bang Bang or something along those lines. And then the DJ for the Dodgers, the guy who plays all of the stadium sounds, he starts playing Bang Bang by Ariana Grande and what's her name, Jessie James or whatever. Like, this is a excellent troll.
It's time now for our national anthem.
Reddick lines this one toward left center field. That one is headed for the gap, and it's
The top of the order in George Springer.
And Springer lines this one through the left side. That's a base hit. That will stand in. And this ball's lifted into center field. That'll get down for a base hit in right center. That'll score the go-ahead run as Mayfield comes home.
So there you guys saw, the pregame ceremony was a lot of fun. The Astros got trolled, but they did get the last laugh as they come back. They were down a couple runs. Julio Urias dominated them for the first 6 innings, and the offense for the Dodgers came in clutch as well. But the Astros had the last laugh. They get the W. Now, I do have to say, I haven't really heard anything from Bregman or George Springer or Carlos Correa this entire year. I've made so many of these videos, and I don't think I've talked about them one time. I mean, they've been decent, but between the 3 of them, the highest OPS is 810. So they're all playing just The Braves lost their ace Mike Soroka, but then they called up stud rookie Ian Henderson, and he has filled in beautifully. He gets the W yesterday, 7 innings, only 1 hit, 9 strikeouts. In 22 innings, he's only allowed 4 earned runs. Marcell Ozuna drives in his 42nd RBI already. He has been a run-producing machine. And then Ozzie Albies in his first week back, he's looking pretty good. He's got to get the rust off his shoulders, but he drives in the game-winning RBI. And the Braves get a win that they desperately needed because the Phillies are coming in hot as well. Didi starts off the game with the grand slam, and honestly, there have been so many grand slams this year. I feel like we would be on pace to break the most grand slams in a season if it was a full 162 game schedule, but we all know it's not. Harper, he gets a huge day at the plate. He reaches base 5 different times with a home run, and he needed that because he was hitting 205 in the last 30 days. He was in a slump of all slumps. Alec Bohm was hitting 327 with 18 RBIs. The Phillies, if you guys have not done the research, I did it for you. They are top 10 in pretty much every single offensive category. They're 23-20, so if the bullpen can just shut games down, the Phillies are on pace to make the playoffs. It's going to be a little close, but I think they're going to do it. The Mets objectively are a top 5 offense. In every single category, if you're talking offense, they're either 1, 2, 3, or top 5. They are just not fair when Michael Conforto and Jeff McNeil and Pete Alonso and Dominic Smith and Ahmed Rosario are all doing their thing. And then they have Wilson Ramos, who is slumping, but he can still be one of the better offensive catchers in baseball. They get shut down yesterday by Robbie Ray. So I talked him up only to bring them down by Robbie Ray of all people. He goes 5 innings, 1 earned run as Bo Bichette returns to the Jays. Finally, they win 3-2 and they score in 3 straight innings. The bullpen shuts it down. They didn't give up any hits for the last 2 innings, which again is incredible because the Mets are pretty good at scoring late game and having rallies. And with that win, the Blue Jays stay 1.5 game ahead of the Yankees for 2nd place in that division. But realistically, even the teams that finish in 8th place and 7th place, they still get a 3-game series. There's no wild card this year, so even if you're not in 2nd place, it doesn't really matter. I think the Tigers might be in tank mode because, good lord, the last week they've been beaten 19-0, 12-2, and then yesterday 14-0 as Jose Abreu is trying to make my pick look really smart because I chose Jose Abreu to win MVP over Mike Trout. He goes off for 2 home runs, 7 RBIs as Ronaldo Lopez turns in his first and probably only gem of the year because he's destined to be a relief pitcher. He just cannot seem to be consistent, and like I said, it's probably going to be his only gem of the year. Now, one crazy stat that I saw on Twitter, Tim Anderson had 2 hits in the first 2 innings of that game yesterday. That's the 6th time that they've done that already this year. So it just shows how good and how lethal the White Sox offense is. They just turn over like crazy. We had a super close game down in Tampa yesterday. It was the Red Sox versus the Rays. Who wins?
Not running, and that one is smoked. Hits that one down the line. Watch it go.
There's a high fly ball back into deep right. That's got a lot of carry, and that baby is out of here. It's a little tap toward third. Wendell gloves and throws.
So yes, the Rays do get the W, but I think the Red Sox might be the winners in the end because if they tank hard enough and if they lose enough games, they are going to get Kumar Rocker of Vanderbilt, who absolutely shoves it. This kid is going to be special on the next level. If they can get a healthy Chris Sale, a healthy Eduardo Rodriguez, and maybe have Kumar in a year or 2, or maybe even next year, because if anything, 2020 is proving to the world that you don't have to keep your top prospects in the minor leagues forever. You can call them up. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. The Red Sox, they're going to be fine. Lefties can't touch Josh Hader unless you're Jason Hayward in 2020.
There's the base hit. And he lines into right.
Hader's pitch on the way to Hayward, swung on, hit in the air, right center field and deep. Back toward the wall, it's got a chance. That ball is gone for a home run. Jason Hayward, a 3-run home.
Jason Hayward is now up to 6 home runs and has a 921 OPS while also playing really good defense out there in right field. So the Cubs win 4-2 and they push the Brewers even further back from that 8th place spot. Again, you either have to finish in the top 2 or make the 8th place and 7th place spot, and that would be your wild card teams, but there's no wild card game. I was confused, and sorry if I've been confusing you guys as well the last couple weeks. 7th, 8th spot, it's just as good as 1st and 2nd, honestly. This is exciting. I know I'm an Indians fan and I should not be saying this, but I love Adalberto Mondesi, okay? The reason why is his power and speed combination is so much fun to watch. That was the 3rd straight game in which Mondesi has hit a home run and stolen a base. Now, the only downside to Mondesi is he strikes out so much. He has 57 strikeouts to only 7 walks. Now, 2 of those walks came yesterday, so if he can do that consistently, Mondesi is going to be a monster. The Royals are on a 5-game winning streak, and you got to tip your cap. Now, one team that is not on a 5-game winning streak, they're actually the opposite, a 5-game losing streak. my favorite team, the Cleveland Indians. Woohoo!
And the 1-1, a swing and a fly ball into right field and deep. Back it goes. Deep.
Austin deal. Anything's
The 0-1, line to left, deep. Mercado going back. That's over his head, and that's...
Buxton first pitch swinging, blast off out to center field. Buxton going deep for the second straight game.
67-year-old Rich Hill is able to twirl a pretty good game yesterday as Marwin Gonzalez hits one to space. Byron Buxton has been A-Rod the last week. The AL Central is just ridiculous with the White Sox, the Twins, and the scuffling Indians who are still 4 or 5 games, maybe 6 games above 500. That division's nasty. I'm sorry. I mean, it's probably the best division of baseball right now. So the final games from yesterday, they don't really mean too much, but I still want to talk about them. Maybe the Cardinals game is more important than I'm making it out to be. But the Mariners faced the Diamondbacks. I feel like I've talked a lot about Ty France and Jose Marmolos the last 2 weeks, as Justice Sheffield is able to power through and get a victory yesterday. He shows up yet again against a good offense. He goes 7 innings, and the Mariners are now 7-3 in their last 10. They are ahead of schedule. Moving on, I told you, Jared Walsh is a stud. He had so many home runs in the minors. It didn't translate in 2019, but I think that he has maybe figured it out. I want to put a little bit of emphasis on maybe because I still want a little bit of time. That was the 4th straight game in which he has homered, and he has been carrying the Angels on his back as of late. Just like the Mariners, the Angels are 7-3 in their last 10 games. And then the final game from yesterday, the Reds versus the Cardinals. This is a must-win game for the Reds, and they lost.
It's Miller, DeYoung, and Carpenter.
As Miller lifts it in the air, center field, and this ball is gone.
Bader.
And the 2-0 pitch lifted in the air.
Real going.
That's hit out to deep right field. At the wall, opposite field, home run.
Dakota Hudson was great yesterday, and then Harrison Bader drove in 3 RBIs as the Cardinals were able to get that W. Thank you all so much for watching. That is actually going to do it for today's MLB recap. I hope that you guys are staying safe out there. I've seen a lot of weird things on social media today, so just try and stand up for what is right. I don't know, is it too much to ask for us to try and attempt to be together? I don't know. Enjoy this day in MLB history. Enjoy football. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
And Frankie Rodriguez delivers. He struck it out swinging. Save number 58 for Francisco Rodriguez. Nobody has ever done it until right now.
Runner goes, throw to second, in time, and Mo gets his 600th save. And the Yankees win the game 3-2. Long considered the greatest closer in the history of the game, has a number to go alongside with 600 saves.